Hi, I'm Karen. This is Devon.
Hiya.
Husband and wife, also business partners. This is just a little clip about how are we getting along this season where there's a lot of apathy energy around actually. Still some work that we're doing as self-employed. The business is on hold at the minute. We've got staff on furlough. All the different pressures, money pressures, extended family issues as far as grief is concerned. Lots going on at the minute for everybody. How do you think we're getting on,
Oh,
Dev?
I think it's very important to find common ground, to be able to disagree, but yet with no animosity, and to be able to still go forward and playing different roles. You know, not like how it used to be when before we were at war with this virus. We have to dig in. It's like being in the trench. So it is given and taken. It is actually having to be
Definitely.
able to
Compromise
compromise, step out of
in
oneself
each other's
sometimes,
spaces
or find your own space
within the house.
within the
To get...
house. Even if there's only two rooms, there's times where it's important to be with yourself sometimes and to gather your thoughts, to be still, to be able to don't go over the negative things. These are the times where we now focus on positive energy, positive thoughts, the things that used to make you feel good. I spend a lot of times watching old football matches and going back to being like a young man.
I'm sure the man's are doing the same thing because there's no sports at the minute. It's amazing how Sky Sports can just continue with so much information and carrying on their programs without any sport, fresh sport at all. But yeah, a lot of a lot of people, men and women, are missing the sports, and obviously it's sad, obviously that everything has to be postponed or and decisions made about that. But I guess it's the same as our lives. I mean, everything's being postponed. Our business is being postponed. Things that we still had on projects to do, our community work has been postponed. So I
Yeah,
guess we
what?
started playing games, didn't we, as
Yeah,
well?
yeah.
Dominoes has come out, cards have
Cards.
come out. We haven't started on Connect Four again yet,
Yeah,
but
I'm the
that
champion of
competition.
that. But
No, he's not. It's just well, me and my family used to be the best at that. So there's lots of things that, apart from we've been catching up with a lot of Netflix programs, but also I've been doing some work, as I said, for myself, as Karen, but there's still our bills to sort out and things like that. So there's been loads going on, but at the same time, it's really strange because all of a sudden we were, doing, like myself doing 6 days a week, and now it's like, well, 1 to 6 hours a day maybe.
well, it
So
is.
it's a bit of resentment sometimes because he's the physical person that does actual physical therapies. We run Mind Body Therapy Centre in Forest Hill, this is in London, and because I do a lot of paperwork and admin and behind the scenes, he's quite physical, hands-on with massage, Reiki master, etc. So their work is null and void, really, isn't it?
As you can see, I have to give a lot of giving and taking. Especially trying to get a few words in.
Okay, okay.
And the important thing that I was trying to get to, what I was trying to say is that it's very important not to have idle hands. It is very important to use your time and
You've been in the garden as well, haven't you?
schedule it rather than go and try and finish everything in one go. It's a marathon. So we have to take our time, do bits now and again, stretch the day out, find different techniques that's going to suit you. And, if there's somebody in the family who is, it's getting to them, so they're getting a bit uptight, stressed, sometimes just rubbing their feet, just taking a little time out and to understand that within any situation, where there's multiple people, there is going to be the strong and there's going to be the weak. And it's very, very vitally important for the strong to look out for the weak. It could be just the two of you.
And it can go either way because sometimes he's on a high and I'm on a low, and sometimes I'm on a high, he's on a low. So, and obviously then we've got an extended family, so being there for our children as well as sisters, brothers, etc. Being on the phone, we've done lots of Zoom. We've been doing lots of gardening. Devon in particular been doing gardening, as well as exercise. Myself, I try and do something at least 4 times or 5 times a week. That's been keeping me sane, because it says, oh, don't get on with anything, but I'm like, for the first few weeks I was so keen to get on with cleaning the kitchen cupboards, and said, oh, leave it. It's like, well, you're not going to do it, are you? So, but then I was full of reading about the government furlough and all that type of thing, so I didn't get round to it. And then when I did, felt so nice. It just decluttering, clearing my mind and everything. So, for us that like to do those kind of things and work quite fast, yes, get on with the things, but I suppose he's teaching me as well to just slow down and be rather than do. So that's what I'm trying to do.
It's about living in the here and now, right? Yes, it's important to think about the future, but it's also important to be able to put the past where it belongs at this moment in time, where there's no time, there's no space to be able to sort of walk away from a situation. And the important thing is now. How are you now?
Right now, this minute.
Yeah, and to deal with that. And if you're not feeling very well, then let it be known. You talk to each other and you try and have different strategy that's going to help you to cope for you, for your partner, for your children, or your mother, your father, whoever else is in the house. And there's always, human beings always have some kind of confrontation. The idea is to be able to walk away from it, take a little bit of time,
take a deep breath,
think about it, and sometimes you have to be the strong one. Be wrong when you know you're right. Just to keep the peace, just to be able to sort of say, do you know what?
Just say I was wrong.
It is okay. It is okay, and you go forward.
And it's okay to sometimes you shout. Sometimes you have to shout because you just get letting it out. And I know a lot of families are feeling, oh my gosh, keep quiet, everyone's going to hear us. But sometimes it comes out, but then it is up to us to then come together and really talk about it.
It's not everybody's nature, and it's not everybody who have that need to shout. Sometimes you can absorb it.
Tell them how to absorb it.
Right? It is to be able to center yourself. Okay, I practice a thing called One Energy Systems of Healing. Not many people have heard of that because this is something that we pioneer. And it is about how do we deal with situations, right? Being able to talk to somebody, being able to communicate, being able to listen. Listening is vital to be able to understand where another person is coming from, where they, their fears, and not to be able to and not taking it on board, not allowing their fears to become your fears, right? To stand strong, there have to be an alpha, and the alpha doesn't have to be a male. It is whoever who is in that particular family who is probably the strongest.
Or in that particular moment or month sometimes.
Yes.
Because we all go through different phases of our lives where someone might be stronger than the other. And it's just to recognise that and be able to switch roles sometimes. But ultimately, as kind of like how we do, whoever's got the strength in something, they take care of that area.
But it's vitally important within the lockdown not to go through a power struggle, right? It is important that there is not this thing, do as I say, or any of that. It is about sharing. It is about understanding that one person may be better at one thing. I've never done so much washing up in my life.
True.
But it's okay.
True.
It is okay. I don't look at it and say, right, it's your thing or it's my thing or, and cooking.
Yeah.
Well, I know that I'm a great cook, but
There's no sports on now, is there? So they should be able to get on with it.
I am a great
Don't
cook.
get me started.
As I keep saying, I am a great cook.
He is. It's good. Go.
Right, and I don't need the pat on the shoulder
No,
to know that.
Well, I do.
But
There you go.
but it is about using one's. Yeah, I know you keep doing a T.
Rounding down now.
Yeah, I know it's about using one's imagination, which we have to do. You know, these are not the norm. And one of the things that I do is that we have dinner, and there's a lot of times we don't feel like eating all our dinner, all of it. So what do you do with it? Then you rearrange it and it becomes lunch, right? You add things, change things around, fry it, whatever you want to do with it, whatever the meal is, and what are you turning me for? And you make it that it is something different. So it's all about experimenting. I've been outside and I found some old paint, and I've changed one part of the garden because in my mind I was in the here and now, and what I've been doing there is just doing things that I wouldn't normally have done. No doubt come out of the lockout and I'll be looking at it going, oh my gosh, did I really do that? Right?
And I've been doing some mindful colouring, which actually it does clear the mind as well as clearing the kitchen cupboards. And baking I got back to, well, kind of cheats baking yesterday, I've done pastry, but I'm going to get back to baking a cake.
But some important things, right, probably I should have touched on before, is you need to keep your body operating in the way that it's best, especially in the lockdown. You know, when you're on an airplane and you're sitting in one place all the time, you're advised to get up, walk around, do things. Now we have to bring in a way of thinking. We're indoors, so you can't just be sitting on the settee or laying in bed. It is important to get the blood flow going. You know, there's things where you can just walk up and down the stairs, walk around the house. One of my things is actually get in my backpack, fill it with stuff, put it on my back, which is quite heavy, have some weight in my hands, and dance.
Dance on the spot.
Dance.
So you don't need much space.
Yeah, so you don't need a lot of space. Play music. If you have children in the house, have a day that is a dance day.
It's
So
so de-stressing. It really does
It
relax
takes the
you.
stress away.
Fun.
Have a bit of fun, have a
Yeah,
laugh, have a
yeah.
joke, play the music, jump up and down, and, and you get that blood flow. The idea is to be able to sweat. Sometimes it only takes 10 minutes. Work up the sweat. Go and have a shower. That's the thing as well, right? We may get so used to our own scent that we forget that other people are in the house, right? I had to just rush coming out of the bath because I was enjoying it so much. Because normally what I do, I like to have a shower, not a bath, right? Because I'm laying in the same, right? But anyway, the idea
TMI.
it is to have fun. No, after I have my bath, when I have my bath, I just jump out and have a shower and shower it all off, right?
Uh-huh.
And I take extended time because that's the time where, yes, you're on your own. All right, if you're sharing and there's only one toilet in the house, that's one of the worst things, is that you're in the bath and somebody's knocking on the door. But apart from that, take time, learn new skills. And the new skills doesn't mean about how to work outside or whatever. Your own personal skills, see yourself. You can go outside in the garden, you have some white paint, you can paint all the stones.
Yeah, okay.
You can paint parts of the walls, right? But it is about doing something. And my thing is stretching the day, right? Where I normally get up early. No, sometimes I think, let me have another half hour in bed. So I have that half hour and get up, walk around, do a bit, look around the house. Be familiar with your space. Become familiar with your space. Become familiar with your family.
Become familiar with your partner.
Your partner is your family.
Get on, well, I mean, people have their extended families.
Yeah.
And a bit too familiar in small spaces, but it is in those times, as he says, playing those games and having those chats around the table and on the sofa, and getting to know each other.
Yeah.
again.
You know, in times like this is where we have aches and pains. I've been talking quite a lot on the phone about to people who've got my number, and about their aches, their pains, and doing, you know, just adapting some stuff that, because where I used to run the complementary health pain clinic and can't do that in a physical way, is to explaining to some clients, friends, family, how to, you know, the stretches to do, how to alleviate certain aches, certain pains, using the breath, long deep breath in and out. Simple things like if you've got crystals indoors, right? If you ever notice, especially for people of women of a certain age, right, with crystals, even in a warm environment, are quite cold. So if your temperature is rising,
Hot flushes like this.
yes, then you can use these. You can use the crystals. I haven't got one on me, they're in the next room. And you put them probably on the forehead, on the chest, wherever it is. My water bottle. Well, this isn't my
It's
one.
mine.
This isn't my one. But it's a very clever one, right? It's a metal. And it holds the cold. So one of the things you can do, you put ice cubes in them, put the water in. When you're having your hot flush, you just rub it around your body, on your face, wherever. And us men, we do have we have our.
Let's not start. That's another chapter to talk about the menopause. Yeah, this is not even talking about menopause, but obviously this can impact how you're dealing with family right now as well. But we're gonna wind down.
Yeah,
soon.
but having
And
certain kind of certain music. No, when I get in my role, when I get in my flow, and it's stuff that
We've got to
okay,
20.
all right. So the thing is, as well, to be able to have that peaceful time. Look, in this technological time that we live in, there's so much things at hand, right? So your telephone, you can tap into your telephone. I think my favorite one is American Indian flute music, and mine is the one with the wolves. I am a wolf, sometimes a lone wolf, and that helps me. But anyway, that's another story. But the soft, relaxing music to calm the mind. When you're listening to that, allow your mind to drift. Take it to your favorite holiday that you've had, the time that where you were most at ease. If you haven't had a holiday for a long time, then you must have seen a picture of like the White Cliffs of Dover, stuff like that, or forests, or just imagine it. Take yourself into a place, or the beach.
In Jamaica.
In JA, there's a particular beach, you know, in a place called Negril, white sand, and the water goes up to your chest, and it goes out for about a mile long, and the water is so crystal clear. Fantastic. But anyway, that's a part of where I go in my mind. Or I love to visualize waterfalls, you know, and notice things. If you've got a garden, flowers are coming out now. You know, look at the flowers and the bees busy at work. You know, it's amazing.
You can still get seeds for plants as well.
Yeah.
Now.
Or
look online. You can still get them to plant them on your patio or on your little ledge or something.
Or when you get tomatoes, scrape some of the seeds out, dry it, put it in a little bit in the pot. If you've got a garden, dig up some of the dirt from somewhere. If you haven't got any compost, and there's just so much more. Just create things. Use your imagination. Just like I've got to use my imagination of how to get rid of this.
No, you're keeping that for a little while. You know, some of the other colour hairs are coming out, but I think it might look quite nice.
It makes me look older.
So we're gonna.
Oh no, sorry. It makes me look my age.
So we're going to wind down now. We'll do another one. Maybe soon. Who knows when? But this one in particular has been about family and relationships. This was part of our Zoom call. On behalf of our company, which is Mind Body Therapy Centre,
and
Forest Hill, SE23,
and T4H,
London. Also, the community work that we've had to put on hold for the time being is under T4H.
Therapy for Healing.
T4H.org.uk. The Mind Body Therapy Centre is therapyforlife.net. So if you want to look up where we are, if you know locality, or just say hi to us on one of our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
But please stay in touch.
But stay in touch. We hope you and your family are well at such a time. And don't give up hope. Stay strong. And stay together.
Yes.
And stay safe.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, and power to the soldiers out there.
Yes.
The NHS.
Yes.
Yes.
And look on our social, actually, we are raising £5 whatever it is, donating to the NHS so that we can give them massages when we can open up again.
So after the lockdown.
So after the lockdown, we're donating some of those to, all of that money to NHS staff, starting with the fire brigade in ambulance service in Forest Hill. So do let us know if there's any other NHS staff that you want to recommend.
Yes. Well, I'm in touch with somebody from Lewisham and Greenwich NHS, and hopefully she'll be able to sort of take this over and run it, and for us to just do the deeds.
Have some staff in and get our therapists, including Devon, to volunteer part of it, but also we'll pay for it as well. So we'll see what we can do to help.
Yeah. So stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay blessed.
Yeah.
And
stay loved up as well, as much as possible, with friends and family and partners and children, everything. Okay, take care.
And think of each other, especially the NHS.
Be kind.
Thank you.
Be kind.
Bye.
Bye.